Welcome back to another cooking video. So here we go. We have 2 slices of bacon. I went ahead and I chopped them up just like this. And guys, everything's going to be in the description box, all the ingredients. So we have 2 Italian sausages. I used 3. Go ahead and slice them up and take that little plasticky thing off of them. Yeah, you don't want that in your food. So go ahead and slice that up. Here I have a medium-sized yellow onion. What you're going to want to do is peel this baby and go ahead and chop it up. And here I am doing exactly that. You want to make it small enough to where your kids won't notice that it's there, but you also want the flavor in your food. So just go ahead and chop, chop, chop. Alrighty, once that is done, go ahead and put it to the side. Here I have a bunch of kale. I just basically half this little bunch and I put the other half away. I went ahead and I put it away. So then what you're gonna sorry guys, that was a text message. Anyways, so what you're gonna want to do is go ahead and I usually just slide it off the stem. It's usually harder, to eat that. So I normally just remove it altogether. And I'm going to show you here. Just go ahead and remove that part. You don't want that in your food. I go ahead and I just basically break it apart like so. Alright, so I normally go through with the knife first just to make sure that I can get them down to smaller sizes faster because this is a quick meal. You don't want to take forever. I do prep all my veggies and all my things beforehand just so it makes it easier and quicker of a process. So go ahead and chop these up first. After that, you want them small like this. If in case they're not small enough, like a couple pieces, I just basically rip them apart. Just so they're easier for the kids to eat. You're going to want to go ahead and wash this. And what I normally do is I go ahead and I soak it in some water and I add salt. You will be surprised what comes off of these leaves. Just to let you guys know, I highly recommend double washing. I let them soak in this water for about 5 minutes or so while I'm cutting my potatoes. So just go ahead and fill them, put them in a container and put them to the side and you're good to go to your next step. Up next, we are gonna grab our potatoes. So you can use any type of potatoes that you like. I normally use these. I go ahead and I slice them. I typically slice them this way. You can always dice them. It's all up to you, honestly, how you want to eat your potatoes in the soup. I usually like them this thick. Normally, you want to go ahead and make them thick enough, but not too thin because they will disintegrate in the actual broth. So you might want to be careful with that. And here we go. Chop, chop. You don't want to eat that, so go ahead and throw that out. So here we are cooking our bacon first. Stir that up for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. This is what it looks like after it's been cooked. I went ahead and removed it and I added the Italian sausage into the pot. Another great tip that I have recommended is you want to go ahead and break it up as much as you possibly can. Simply because you don't want big chunks in your soup. I like it normally evenly, in every bite. So go ahead and chop this up just like so. This is normally what it looks like after. All right, it's cooked. You go ahead and you add the onions that you chopped up. Stir that in for a good 2-3 minutes. After that, I love garlic, so you definitely want to add some garlic. This is how much I used. It's about 2 garlic cloves or so. Alrighty guys, so here we're gonna add the bacon back into the pot and go ahead and stir that in very well so the flavors get to meet each other. Alright guys, go ahead and mix this very well. Once it looks like this, I went ahead and I added 8 cups of water. Yes, water. Simply because you're going to use seasonings that are very high in sodium, so you want to make sure that you water it down a bit because you don't want a salty soup. So we're going to go ahead and let this boil. Here are the seasonings that I use: chicken bouillon, black pepper, we have garlic salt, and Himalayan salt. Let's go. Mix it into a bowl. This is the measurement that I use. Here we have black pepper, garlic salt, and I'm going to give it a couple twists of Himalayan salt. Go ahead and mix that up very well. And go ahead and add it to your soup. You're going to want to go ahead and just sprinkle it all the way around. You're also going to want to add the potatoes that you sliced up earlier and washed. I usually let them soak for a while as well, as like I did the kale. Go ahead and give that a great stir. Now that it's come to a boil, you want to go ahead and add the kale. Normally it takes about 5 minutes to come to a boil, 5 to 7 minutes. You're going to want to go ahead and add your kale to the pot. Go ahead and stir that in very well. And one ingredient that I forgot to post, it is the heavy cream. And I added 1 cup of heavy cream to this soup. Let it come to a boil. Make sure that you turn it to like low-medium heat. And go ahead and cover it for another 5 minutes or so, and you are done. I usually top it with a little bit of pepper flakes. I don't normally add it to the soup, but since the kids eat it, I don't want to make it too spicy. So this is what it looks like once it is finished. I hope you guys